Alright, so 420, getting high. I'm just making a video here to bring awareness to my pleas. I'm pleading to the public. Nobody likes my posts. I don't think anybody sees them. Nobody reads them. They all just want to have some background noise. Fuck. See how I'm wearing these headphones? I'm scared to take them off. I'm confined to my headphones because my neighbors are torturing me. And I've been talking about torture for over a year now. And now it's sort of entered the word torture has entered the common vernacular, and it's lost its meaning. And when I say torture, I mean by the legal definition, this is inhumane, derogatory, and it's just like very damaging, and this is torture. So I'm just begging, and I'll pay you 2% of the settlements. So it's like I go to the bathroom, and if I don't have these headphones on, which I can unplug it obviously from the computer, and they block out most of the noise, but they can get uncomfortable after many hours of use, and I'm awake for more than the time. So it's like part of the day I don't want to be wearing these headphones. And so during that time, I have to turn on a noise machine or turn up my speakers. I have to like do some extra thing. I have to like go out of my way to cover up this torture noise. So it's like requiring energy from me. And it's like, okay, I could move, but I shouldn't have to move every time I'm being tortured. There should be no torture. And so what I mean torture is my neighbors have no right to engage in their conduct. And the police are oppressing me. So I have no means of escape, no means of making it stop. I don't know who's doing it. I can't make it stop. And so I need the police to investigate, but they refuse to investigate. And so I gathered my own evidence. They straight up falsified my evidence. They act like it doesn't exist. They don't want to talk about my evidence. They won't gather their own evidence, and they just like they're stalking me. The police are stalking me, and my neighbors are stalking me, and it's like this whole conspiracy because I've contacted everybody up the chain of command, the including starting at first of all first starting at the local ordinance enforcement officer. Then he refused to do anything, so then I tried directly communicating with the neighbors, and that had an effect. But then they just acted like they had a right, so they just kept running their machine. And then when I would ask them or tell them to turn it off, then they would just call the cops on me, and then the cops would harass me, coming to my door at 3:45 in the morning, banging on the door, acting like it's like some huge emergency. Oh, we just had a complaint that you were yelling earlier in the day. Oh yeah, so you're gonna come bother me, as if it's some huge emergency in the middle of the night. So like the cops are conspiring to oppress me and harass me and stalk me, and it's like they're intentionally disturbing my peace, my sleep, and they're harboring this criminal. They're hindering prosecution. They're you know hindering discovery. They're literally falsifying what I have discovered. I spent thousands of dollars on these seismometers. And so this is a huge lawsuit at this point because this is $10,000 a day civil fine for local ordinance violation. It starts at like $100 is like the minimum or something like that, maybe 1,000, but up to 10,000 a day. And this is for 4.5 years now. So just the civil, um, settlement is going to be huge. And then this is now a criminal. There's all sorts of crimes, all sorts of, uh, defendants, assailants that have victimized me and hurt me. So the FBI are actually involved. So like I was saying, I went all the way up in the chain of command. Started with um, neighbors, local ordinance, sheriff, state police, going, and then they're all fucking corrupt and discriminating and incompetent and lazy and unprofessional and mean. There's just sadistic assholes, and so they like that I'm being tortured, and they don't want to help me. And they pretty much are in on it. They're probably accepting bribes. I wouldn't be surprised, because this does, when I do finally, expose all these criminals in uniform, the police, and so it's like I'm trying to get the FBI. So like I contacted also, the governor's office, and also some other guy. Was it Paradis? His last name. He's like some what is it, council member or something for the city. I contacted the city, even though they're outside the jurisdiction, just trying to get somebody to help me. And then I contacted everybody online, my whole family. Nobody will help me. And I contacted the FBI, and the FBI is supposed to intervene because my rights are being violated. I'm being tortured and being oppressed yeah, and the government is corrupt. And so there's corruption, there's oppression, there's torture, there's crimes, and the FBI are now party to the conspiracy to deny my deny me all of my rights and basically stalk me, because if their negligence is now constitutes stalking, because stalking in Maine law is any conduct that forces another person to try to avoid that behavior, that harassment. So I'd have to undertake the serious inconvenience that is quoted under stalking law of moving. And that's what the cops literally told me. Oh, why don't you just move? Because that's a serious inconvenience, and now you're part of the stalking. So the police are stalking me, the FBI is stalking me. So this is fucking ridiculous. And I have evidence, and the police have incriminated themselves and just dug themselves in deeper and deeper holes. So when I finally get justice, I'm looking for 37 million at least, and I want this to be a huge story, because I'm a Navy veteran. I fucking I've enlisted to serve on behalf of everybody in the country, on behalf of the Constitution, all the rights, and then I come back to this country and everybody is violating my rights. Everybody in this country is a criminal, especially the people who are supposed to enforce the law, because they think they're above the law, because everyone's too stupid. They don't know the law, and the cops certainly don't. They don't enforce law. They don't know law. They just enforce discrimination. So they think, oh, they don't know shit about me. They just have their own, presumptions and prejudices, and they discriminate on me based on that. And instead of helping me, instead of doing whatever they can to help me and stop this torture. And so now I have to plead with the public, and now I have to bargain with the public and give some this money that I should keep, because I've been in such agony for so long. But I'm going to be getting 37 million at least from the state of Maine, the governor's office, the FBI, the USA, my neighbors, the local municipality, the sheriff's office, and maybe other people. So that's at least 7 people. I'm going to get my fucking money. I just need I need somebody to call the FBI for me. So that's why I'm making this video, because I keep making these posts, and I've just started recently offering 2% of my total settlements. And so I'm making this video right now because I'm being tortured right now. And there was actually a span of 2.5 days recently, like a couple weeks ago, where the torture wasn't present and I didn't do anything different. And so it was like I just had like this reconfirmation that it's definitely environmental, especially since like it depends on where how I'm oriented in the house, and it's just like booming from the windows. So there's my There's something, some machine that somebody's running, they don't have a right to do it. That's against ordinance, that's against state law. It started as a local ordinance violation, then it ramped up to disorderly conduct, then it's reckless conduct, then it's aggravated assault, and now it's aggravated criminal mischief, stalking, harassment. This is like a huge crime that I need justice for. Okay? So I'll give you a lot of money and you'll be regarded as a good Samaritan. All you have to do is call the FBI. I'm in Maine. They know who, they have my information. I called them multiple times. So many times that they hang up the phone on me because that's how unprofessional they are. That's how corrupt they are. And the FBI will be held accountable. And I've even contacted the presidential, like the Department of Justice directly. So like the USA, like everybody up the chain of command in the federal, local, state, federal. Everybody fucking knows I'm being tortured. Nobody's fucking helping me!